Good guys, it's your boy T, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And tonight's live is going to be on draft these 5 must-have players that your league mates believe is too old. So it's a couple guys, even in redraft, that we believe are too old, and we're not drafting these guys. So I want to break down a couple of these guys. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. If you believe some of these guys are, if you have any opinions, put it in the comment section. I will get to everybody comment after I read out my players. So don't be shy. Let's see here. Guys, also let me know how the live is going. If the live is shaky, if it is not working correctly. Hopefully it's not going to freeze up tonight. So I appreciate everybody being here. Let's see here. Let's try to fix this. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Got that fixed. I see you in the house, Siobhan. Appreciate you. Phenom member. Siobhan, we got a new Phenom member. Siobhan, you welcome to come up on the live anytime you want to. That is one of the perks of being a Phenom member. You can come up and chop it up with me. Just let me know. Just send me an email or anything like that. Guys, I want to read out some news before I get to some of the players, some of the older players. I'm gonna try to get through this list kind of quickly, not too fast, but kind of quickly, because I want to get to all of your comments. I don't want y'all to sit around and wait a lot. Remember, if you super chat, your question will get answered fast. And in this format, I would like to get to the female members first, but it's hard to do it when I'm doing the vertical live off my phone. So hopefully anybody don't take it personal if you are a member and I get to somebody else's question before yours. But I want to talk about Brandon Ayuk first before we get started, because you know he's going through some negotiations and he's frustrated. So according to the news, according to ESPN.com, according to Underdog, they say that Ayuk expressed frustration Monday with the progress of his contract negotiations. And while the 49ers remain interested in re-signing him, it's only on a cheaper deal than what he's looking for. So he want more money. They don't want to give him that much money. That seems to happen every time the 49ers are working a deal. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network reports that Ayuk posted a TikTok video in which he says they don't want me. It's just part of the rhetoric. Remember Debo, he unfollowed them. He went in the club saying this same type of rhetoric. And in apparent reference to the 49ers, Rappaport says that he doesn't think negotiations are completely dead, even though there seems to be a big money gap between the two sides. While Ayuk posts may add fuel to the fire of trade rumors, it is still possible that the 49ers keep him in a contract year even if they aren't able to work out a long-term deal. So they may keep him anyway. He was a holdout during June minicamp and may not show up for the start of training camp if he is still set to play out. If he's still set to play out 2025 under the 5th-year option, because he was a first-round pick on his rookie contract for $14 million. So that's what's going on with Ayuk, guys. I want to talk about that. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Zach Wilson is struggling in the Broncos practice. That's easy, right? Zach Wilson is still struggling. We already know that. That's one of the guys that I got to go down with the ship. I love Zach Wilson in that draft. I was completely wrong, guys. That's probably one of my biggest misses. I like Zach Wilson. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. Let me see. George Kittle did get a surgery in all season, if anybody don't know that, but he should be back for the beginning of training camp, so that's fine. Just want to go over some important details. We talked about Devante A-Chain looking to be involved in the passing game more. Let's see. And T. Higgins signing his franchise tag. But I think they gave him a one-year deal that's a little bit more, kind of like Saquon Barkley last year. They gave him a one-year deal instead of the franchise tag. Okay. So let's see here. Let's get to talking about these AARP older players, right? Some of these guys who's getting ready to draw the retirement, right? That's what I say. Being funny a little bit, being facetious, but yes, some of these older players. So let's start off with my number one guy. And this guy's going to be a wide receiver. And I see you, Zach. I see some of the comments. Hey, bro, you be on point. I think you hit about 80% of them, bro. But the first guy is going to be Devante Adams. Yes, guys, Devante Adams. Devante Adams is 31 years old, and he's going at the ADP of pick 17, according to Underdog and Player Profile and Fantasy Pros. He's going at pick 17 in most drafts. That's round 2. Just great value. This is Devante Adams, who was he a Triple Crown winner, if I'm not mistaken? A couple years with Aaron Rodgers. This is a Hall of Fame guy. This guy doesn't need speed. He never used speed to get open. He's a route running anticipation guy. So I believe, even though he has young quarterbacks or a quarterback like Gardner Minshew, who's been a journeyman, I still think he's going to be hyper targeted. And I think he's going to be top 10 in the league in targets, even though this team is going to run the ball a lot. That's why I like Zamir White, but that's neither here nor there. So I think round 2 ADP is great capital for a 31-year-old wide receiver who don't need speed. So him being 31 is not really, it doesn't count. To me, injuries might be a factor. You might want to worry about injuries, but it's going to round 2. This is Devante Adams, who was top 5, top 6 picks, 3 or 4 years ago before he went to the Las Vegas Raiders. So, guys, yes, I love Devante Adams. I'm targeting him in round 2. And then you can target him for any type of draft strategy that you want. 0 RB, robust RB, probably not robust RB because you're going to probably take a running back in the second round. But mostly all draft strategies, you can get Devante Adams. I love Devante Adams. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's move on to the next guy. Yes, I see it in the chat. It is King Henry. Yes, it is Derrick Henry. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So yes, guys, Derrick Henry is 30 years old. Now, normally I would tell y'all, man, don't be drafting Derrick Henry in the second or third round. If he don't fall to the 4th or 5th round, because I said that last year. If he don't fall to the 4th or 5th round, don't take him, guys. Hey, his ADP is too high. I'm not saying that this year. The reason why, he's playing with the Baltimore Ravens, who has a great infrastructure, great coaching. The only thing that I could probably, chastise them about coaching the last 2 to 4 years has been their offensive coordinator and their quarterback coach. I think Lamar hasn't been coached up to his full potential, but I think Todd Munskin is on that level. Todd Munskin's a really good coach. You saw that at Georgia. So, with all that saying, I believe Derrick Henry is going to be used according to his 30-year age, but he's not going to have a lot. He's not going to get a lot of carries, but he's going to be very efficient. Now, so when they get to the goal line, you got to come down with 8 men in the box, pause, because you have to stop Derrick Henry. So that's going to open this offense up, and you still not going to be able to stop Derrick Henry on goal line. So Lamar has lost weight, and I think he's giving Derrick Henry the goal line role. So I think Derrick Henry could have 900 yards, 800 yards, maybe 1,000, and have like 15 rushing touchdowns. And I believe in certain playoff games, if it's cold, if it's a rainy game, Derrick Henry's going to eat. But Derrick Henry's going to stay fresh. Derrick Henry's been getting 340, 350 carries for about 6-7 years. So he can do that. His body is made for that, right? Pause. So I love Derrick Henry on the Baltimore Ravens, where all he needs to be is the efficient running back and let Lamar be Lamar, who's the MVP, who's going to be throwing the ball a lot more. This is probably the best team that Derrick Henry's ever been on in his life. So I want Derrick Henry in the second round because of all the circumstances that's around him. So it's a different type of Derrick Henry. It's not the same Derrick Henry from last year with a Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's move on. Again, guys, you got any comments? Put it in the comments section. Hey, guys, let me know that you support the channel. Spam the chat with the 100 symbol. Whenever you watch the videos, guys, I'm watching to see who supports the channel. Put the 100 symbol. All comments are welcome. It helps the algorithm. Do the HBO special. I watch a guy channel. He always says the HBO channel help a brother out. Help a brother out. So, all right, so let's move on to my third guy. And this third guy is going to be a quarterback, and I've seen people talk about this. What's going on? I see you, Harambe. I see you, CHB. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. Yes, Aaron Rodgers. And the reason why I believe that Aaron Rodgers at 40 years old is going to be a good pick, because he's going at pick 164. That's round 13. That's almost at the end of your draft. So this is the strategy that you should be doing if you're targeting Aaron Rodgers in the redraft leagues. In Dynasty, real quick, because I just want to give the Dynasty guys what they need out of this. So if you play in Dynasty and you have, say you have Caleb Williams, or you got CJ Stroud, and your next quarterback, your number 2 quarterback in the Superflex League is not that good, I would say go spend a third or a second round pick and go get Aaron Rodgers and go get the championship this year if you have that type of team. That's what the type of move you make if you want to get Aaron Rodgers. Go spend a second round pick and go get him, and you can win this year. He's going to hyper target Garrett Wilson. So, but with that, I think Aaron Rodgers, guys, has something to prove. And you know, when he gets around to the goal line, I love Breach. And I think Breach is going to ball out. I think Breach is going to be a top 5 running back. But Aaron Rodgers is going to try to throw the ball to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's value should be going up, because Aaron Rodgers has that type of chemistry where he'll hyper target you. It's only a few quarterbacks that got that type of chemistry with their wide receivers. That's Matthew Stafford. He done it to Calvin Johnson. He done it to Golden Tate. He's done it with Puka Nacua. He done it with Cooper Kupp. You also got Big Ben, who did it to Mike Wallace. He did it to Antonio Brown. And Emmanuel Sanders. He hyper target these guys. These guys had over 130 targets, 140 targets. And Aaron Rodgers did it to Devante Adams and Jordan Love and Greg Jennings. He made these guys high-level efficiency type wide receivers. So Aaron Rodgers, as him being older, he might not go for 40 touchdowns or 50, but he could go for 32, 33 touchdowns. And that's a top 12 quarterback, and that can help you win a fantasy football championship. He's going to have a floor at the top 12 as a quarterback, right? So as long as he's in the top 12, you're good. You don't need him to be number 1. And he will have some number 1 weeks. He will have weeks where he try to get cute and throw for 3 or 4 touchdowns, because the game flow might call for that. So yes, guys, I love Aaron Rodgers. Again, he is 40 years old. Doesn't matter, because he's playing quarterback, and he's going at pick 164, which is round 13. And guys, going back to Derrick Henry, I didn't give y'all what he was going, but he was going at pick 34, which is round 3. Round 3, you can get Derrick Henry at round 3. All right, guys, like I said, guys, make sure you spam the chat with the 100 symbol. Make sure you put your question. I will get to everybody's question. Appreciate everybody that always tune in and always showing support. I love my channel. I love the people who follow me. I have very loyal supporters. I appreciate that, guys. All right, so we got 2 more guys. The next guy, y'all gonna be like, TD, this is rough, man. I don't know, man. Maybe you've been a little too cute, a little bit too cutting edge. Maybe I am. All right, there we go. Yeah, maybe I am. But this next guy is gonna be Hunter Henry. Yes, guys, Hunter Henry. You might say, Hunter Henry? If you go back and watch his game script of last year, Hunter Henry, when he had a decent quarterback, he was eating at the tight end position. I think he had like 3 or 4 weeks where he was top 5. And it was because it was either where Bailey Zappi had a good game or Matt Jones had a good game. Whenever they had good games, it was Hunter Henry was a top 5 tight end. So with Drake May probably being the quarterback, I believe it's going to be the quarterback there. I believe that Hunter Henry is going to be a top 12 tight end on any given week. And I'm willing to draft this guy if I wait late at the end of my draft and get a tight end. He's 29 years old. That's not old for a tight end. If you look at Tony Gonzalez, Rob Gronkowski, Shannon Sharp, these guys were 32, 33, 34 years old before they ended their career. Look at Travis Kelce. Tight ends can play at an older age. So I'm willing to draft Hunter Henry, guys, at pick 161, round 13, which is a couple picks after Aaron Rodgers or before Aaron Rodgers. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is Cutting Edge, guys. So, yes, I'm ready to take Hunter Henry. Okay, let's move on to my next guy. Y'all know this guy's on the thumbnail. This guy is, I call him the AARP wide receiver this year because he's going to ball out at his ADP. And it's going to be D-Hop. Hunter Henry is on the New England Patriots. But D-Hop is 32 years old. He's going at pick 65, and that's round 5. D-Hop, Devante Adams, Derrick Henry, these guys are a great ADP. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 picks. I wouldn't say 3 to 4 years ago, but maybe 5 years ago. These guys were top picks in every single draft. So now take the dip. It's like stocks, guys. That's why I always compare life to relationships, because nothing is new under the sun. So to me, I carry a template in all phases of my life. If I do this here, I do it here. So if I'm willing to buy something that people don't want at a certain point in time because they say, well, that's not, I don't know about that now, that's old, or I don't think that's a good stock, then I'm gonna buy the dip, because whatever happens, I'm okay with it. So if D-Hop don't pan out at round 5, I'm okay with that. I got him at round 5. I didn't get him at round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I get Google and I buy Google when it's like what, $20, if it don't hit, it's $20. I spent $1,000 on it. But if it hit, I'm a millionaire. I spent $1,000 and I go to a millionaire. But if I don't hit, then I just lost $1,000 and I go to work next week. So same thing with D-Hop. If I pick D-Hop and he ends up being a top 5 wide receiver, I won my league. If he don't, it doesn't matter. I picked up Troy Franklin. I picked up another guy. I keep it moving. That's how I look at life. That's how I look at fantasy. So I'm ready to buy that dip on D-Hop. I don't like, now Will Levis, I don't know what he's going to be, but I know he got a great deep ball. So D-Hop can jump ball. He can still out jump anybody in the NFL at any corner position or any safety position. He don't need speed. Notice this, these are not speed guys. Speed guys, age does matter, but they can move. They also can move in the slot. They can do different things too. And I don't want to talk about Tyreek Hill, but I believe Tyreek Hill ain't even went to the second phase of his career. Is when he goes to the slot and be a PPR monster guy. But anyway, back to D-Hop. Guys, take D-Hop. I think this is a great pick for you. He's going round 5. Round 5. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content, guys. Okay. So let me get to this. Let me read these comments off. Let's see here. All right. So Zach says 10 must-have players that your league mates think are too old. Derrick Henry, bam, he hit. That's one of my guys. Alvin Kamara, he's not on the list, but some people think he's too old. I don't know. A lot of people still drafting Alvin Kamara. Matthew Stafford, great pick. I believe that some people do think he's too old, but he wasn't on my list. He could have been if I was doing a top 10. D-Hop, bam, you hit. Bro, you be knowing your stuff. Devante Adams, another one. Cooper Kupp, that's the one. I can understand that. I still think Cooper Kupp got some years left. Aaron Jones, I can understand that one too. And Travis Kelce, I definitely understand that one. I think everybody know that. And I've made a lot of content on Travis Kelce, telling people to draft him, even though he's an older guy, right? And Austin Eckler, I think he's a good value this year. And Tyreek Hill, I don't care how old that dude is. That dude's still very, very fast. He didn't even went to the second phase of his career yet. So great job, bro. I think you got 80% of the players that I talked about. And some more good players. Big Will in the house. What's up, bro? Appreciate you always showing support to the channel. He put the 100 emoji. Guys, if you support the channel, put the 100 emoji. Show me that you support the channel. It helps out the algorithm. The HBO special, as my boy says. That channel that I watch. Zach Simmons says, I'm drafting Tyreek Hill at all day at the beginning of round 1. Yes. I'm taking him probably pick 1 or pick 2 easily. I don't know a guy that I'm probably going to pick over Tyreek Hill. If I got the number 1 pick, I'm picking Tyreek Hill. Then I'm probably going Amon-Ra over Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and CMC. That's just me. If he doesn't get sniped, right. Facts. Zach also says Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra are my favorite players because they were on my championship teams last year. Yes, I was getting Tyreek Hill, especially in dynasty leagues. If I don't do a dynasty league with CHB, I can get Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra St. Brown. If I do a dynasty league with CHB, I won't be able to get those guys unless I go up and trade and do something crazy, keep him from getting, because he's taking these guys the first picks off the board automatically. I tried to trade him Lamar Jackson for Amon-Ra last year. He wouldn't do it. He know what it was. Great job, CHB. Zach says, also, your league makes believe Rodgers is too old, too. There you go. That's another hit that you got right. Yes, sir. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Yes, I don't think they too old. Mike Evans could be on there, but Chris Godwin's still a pretty young wide receiver. I think Chris Godwin like 28, 27 years old. Big Will, he says, Zach Seaman, do you go 0 RB strategy every year? I'm doing the best available strategy. That means I got to fill the draft out. Pause. So that's why I tell y'all guys, y'all should get consultations from me. Because I might say I'm a 0 RB guy, but it might not be a 0 RB board, right? You might be a robust RB board. It might be B. John Robinson and Breach and CMC out there for you to pick up. So why are you going to go and try to pick Devante Adams and Devontae Smith and these guys just because you're looking for a wide receiver when you leaving elite running backs on the table? You got to fill the draft out. You got to fill it out. It's like Cat Williams said, you got to tell him no. You got to tell him no. Big Will says Diggs is up there too. Yes, but Diggs is still good. He's not a speed demon receiver. He still can get open in a phone booth. Zach says, okay, now that was just them talking about 0 RB, so I'll go on to another question. Siobhan says, King Henry targeting him. Yes, Siobhan. Target him in the second or third round, depending on the league format. I don't know if he's going to, I think his ADP may move up to the second round. Right now it's the third round, so be careful with that. Zach Seaman says, also, Amari Cooper is older player that your league mates might be fading. Correct. He helped me win a fantasy playoff matchup. Yes, sir. 70 point, 70 point, 80 point, 70 point, 80 point. I don't be saying 70 point. I ain't never known nobody could score 70 point, 70 point. Wow. And he helped me win a fantasy playoff matchup in the end of last year's season with a 48 point game. David, what's going on, bro? Glad to see you here, David. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. He says, I'm in Chicago. They can't cover Keenan Allen. Okay. Well, you listen, you know Keenan Allen can get open. And he is a wide receiver that will never need speed. To me, only reason why I'm not drafting Keenan Allen this year is too many mouths to feed in that Chicago offense. I don't know who Caleb Williams is going to be attached to, right? He could be attached to Romeo Odunze. He could be attached to Keenan Allen or DJ Moore, or even Cole Kmet. CHB says, bro, I passed on D-Hop for Calvin Ridley. Yeah. I look, Calvin Ridley is not a bad player. I just don't think I think he's a great flex play for you. I just don't think he's a league type guy, right? But I do think at the right ADP, I think Calvin Ridley has good ADP right now. I'm okay with drafting Calvin Ridley at his ADP. But I'd rather have D-Hop before I get Calvin Ridley because D-Hop is going to be a great touchdown maker. He still can is a great jump ball wide receiver for the green zone targets, like Nico Collins, some of those type of guys, right? Calvin Ridley more of an anticipation throw, phone booth route runner. He's a great route runner. He can get open, but he's not a jump ball guy. He don't have a lot of big plays in him. He can get open if he run a great route, right? But it's just different types of wide receivers. Juan Beverly, what's up, Juan? What's up, bruh? Appreciate you, bruh. I went to school with Juan Beverly. Siobhan, appreciate you showing support. Harambe always showing support. I don't think I seen that dude miss a live. That dude haven't missed a live. Appreciate you, bro. B Silver in the house. What's up, bro? Jake, what's up? Life and sports talk with Jake. life and sports talk with Jake. What's going on with you, bruh? Harami says Henry or Adams in the second. That's a great question, Harami. It depends on my build. If I got Tyreek Hill in the first round, I'm probably gonna go get Devante Adams too. And I can get another running back in the late rounds like a Zamir White, and I'm okay with that. If I'm trying to, if it's super flex or something like that, and Devante Adams and Henry's on the board, and I got Lamar Jackson, I might go get Henry to make sure I get that squeeze. I might want to squeeze that backfield. So it just depends. It just depends. Both of those guys are, to me, it's like tomato. They both are great picks. Yes, sir. Canade, what's going on, bro? He says, anyway, brother, glad you showing up on my feed again. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Zach said, okay, we did that one. Siobhan says, I agree about Rodgers. Something to prove. He's not married, has no kids. Football is his thing. Guys, you better listen. Girls know. Like this guy, he ain't got no kids. He devoted. He's trying to prove something. I think after this, he's going to go get, after his career over, he's going to go get kids. I think he's pulling a Derrick Jeter. He's pulling a Derrick Jeter. So he does have something to prove. As long as he can stay healthy, he will try to prove it. Zach said, do you prefer James Cook or Devon A-Chain? I prefer Devon A-Chain. I prefer Devon A-Chain. David, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. David says, I dig Hunter Henry. Thank you, bro. Yes, sir. Harami says, 100, we appreciate you, TD. Yes, sir, I appreciate you too, bro. Charlene, I wish I could sing. Every time I always say, I wish I could sing. Charlene says, in my money last year, in my money league last year, no one wanted Keenan Allen. I picked him up, and he did me well last year. Right. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he was going to be a top 5 wide receiver. Keenan Allen was eating last year. Yeah, people would like fade these guys because they think they're getting older, and you pick them up at the right ADP. Zach Seaman says Hunter Henry hyper targeted. He can be because he's a safe guy on this offense. They don't have any known wide receiver. Demario Douglas is good, but I mean he's still trying to find his way in the NFL. Polk is good. He's a rookie, right? You got Thornton, he ain't never done anything. I mean, you got a lot of guys that has a lot to prove. You got Javon Baker, he still got a lot to prove. I mean, he's a rookie. So I like Hunter Henry. He's the known commodity on this team. Siobhan says, what team is Hunter Henry on? Okay, we did that. That's the Patriots. Harami says D-Hop. Yes, I like that emoji. Yes, sir. D-Hop, I-Hop. That's gonna be D-Hop. That's his little nickname. Charlene says, I want Michael Thomas to come back. Yeah, man, I'm not touching Michael Thomas. I'm done with Michael Thomas for the rest of his career. Now, I never drafted him again. I drafted him a lot last year. That was one of my bad picks and one of my worst guys talking about y'all pick him up. I'm not touching Michael Thomas this year. Not touching Michael Thomas at all. Zach Seaman says fantasy football is like stocks. I was just thinking that. Right, it is. You got to buy the dip. You got to buy the dip. I think it's also like real life and relationships, right? Everybody and I go back to high school. I came up in life when a lot of high school movies was big, like Who Popular and the cheerleading movies and Mean Girls, all that type of stuff. And have you noticed the most popular girl wasn't always the most, wasn't the best wife, wasn't the best friend. Same thing with guys. The most popular guy, it was always don't always follow what everybody else is doing. Try to get You got to be more of the nuances, looking at the nuances of players. Now, listen, Tyreek Hill, I love him at the elite level. I love Jamar Chase. I love Justin Jefferson. But to me, I like drafting certain players. Like, I think I'm getting very good value in the second and third round, and I'm okay with those guys. And I believe those guys are going to win me the leagues, right? So that's what I'm kind of saying. I hope that I'm not rambling too much. Let's see here. GDLT, appreciate that, bro. Charlene says, I don't draft by age, nor do I have a plan. I pick what the draft gives me. She killing it right there. She killing it. She killing it. I agree. Look, I'm a 0 RB guy. But don't, if you leave Breach Hall to me at pick 1-7, Breach Hall, I'll come back around. Let's say, I want to get AJ Brown. What? Bijan Robinson right there? I was 0 RB, now robust RB. I want to go robust RB. I want CMC. Somebody took CMC. They took Breach number 2. I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tyreek Hill is gone. Bam. You gotta fill the draft. What? All the running backs and wide receivers are gone. You know what? I'm going to get the best quarterback. Lamar Jackson. Bam. That's why I call also no sloppy second picks. I don't like to be the last one to take a certain tier of a certain position. And I don't mean that no pun intended, but pun intended. Right? Nobody wants to date the guy who he's been with all the girls in the school. Nobody wants to be with the girl who's been with all the guys in the school. I'd rather take a person that might not be as extravagant, beautiful, but she's a good person and she respects her body. So I'm gonna actually, she's gonna love me first. So same thing with fantasy. If everybody's already took all the good running backs, don't go start taking guys like no pun. I like Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's not Breach, he's not Bijan, he's not CMC. So if it's Amon-Ra and Tyreek and Justin Jefferson out there, go take that. You one of the first guys to get one of the elite guys. That's how you can still be able to compete, even though you didn't get the top quarterback or the top running back, but you got the top wide receiver and you got the top tight end. That's what DST. I take a DST early. If everybody got all the quarterbacks are gone, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead 3 rounds before the last pick. I'm gonna get the best DST. That's how I pick. I'm giving y'all the sauce right now. I'm giving y'all the sauce. That's why y'all should get a draft. That's why y'all should actually get a draft consultation. You draft with me, you will see what I'm talking about. It's no direct, straight strategy that you go and do and say, I do this every single time, I'm gonna win. It doesn't work that way. Great job, Charlene. I agree with you 100%. Robert says, don't sleep on the Titans passing game. I agree with that. Don't sleep on the Titans passing game. Will Levis can push the ball down the field. Rami says, also don't sleep on Zeke. There you go. That's a guy that I could have had in there. I agree with that. Yes, I believe that Zeke, even though he's older, he's playing on the Cowboys. He's playing on the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys going to give him goal line opportunities. GDLT says Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler are discount Kyron and Blake Corn. Yes, I don't know what this team is going to be. I don't know if this is going to be a passing team or they're going to run the ball a lot. I would think they would run the ball a lot and check it down because they do got a young quarterback. But maybe they put Sam Darnold. Maybe they put Sam Darnold in there, right? Maybe they put Sam Darnold in the game. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So, yes, those guys are okay, but I got to take them at the right ADP. Just because the way Minnesota game plan is. I think this is a Justin Jefferson team. And I do like Aaron Jones. I don't know how many targets Ty Chandler is going to get or how many opportunities. Appreciate that, Arami. Arami says, hold on. Yeah, Harami says Cooper Kupp, a good one. Also, a lot of GMs out based on injuries and age. Okay, Cooper Kupp, a good one. Also, a lot of GMs out biased or out based on injuries and age. Right. So there's sometimes when it comes to injuries and age, they do miss out on guys. But I understand that it's football. It is a young man game. What's up, bruh? He says Tyler Lockett. That's another one. Another one. It's another one. Yeah, Tyler Lockett. That's good. I believe that. I'm taking JSN, but that doesn't mean that Tyler Lockett can't be a top 24 guy. And he's been top 12 a lot of times in his career where people thought it was over for him. Tyler Lockett, I mean, I hate to say it, everybody's not a Hall of Famer, but this guy has never had a season where he didn't get 1,000 yards. That's Hall of Fame credentials right there. David says valid. Thank you. Edwin, what's up, bro? I'm Harambe's homeboy. Okay, good to see you here, Edwin. Will Hayes says, what up, bro? Zach says Chase or Jefferson. I'm going with Chase this year with Joe Burrow with a known quarterback. Charlene says Love, Walker, and Charbonnet combo, and Warren Harris combo too. You can pick them up late in the draft, right? I love Walker and Charbonnet. I like Charbonnet. I think he's going to have a chance to prove to come out and get some targets. Warren and Harris, I think they're going to split it 50-50. I do think Harris that gets the goal line carries. That's Najee Harris. And you can't get these guys late. And they're great value. Rami says, so you're saying Rodgers, calcium levels are where they need to be. Again, bro. I wish I had the drum roll. You killed it again. Yes, it is. Except when he goes inside those hot, what you call it, caves and stays in there for 2 or 3 days. I don't know what he's doing in there, right? I don't know what he's doing in there. Pause. Civil Rights said, this screen layout sucks, bro. Okay. Right. Okay, maybe next time I'll make it horizontal when I'm doing it by myself. I'll go horizontal when I'm doing it by myself. Appreciate you, bro. Harami says, that's my dude, Elwin. Okay. Civil Rights says he don't like the layout. He don't like the layout of the screen. Next time I'm gonna go horizontal. But I gotta watch the numbers. The numbers right now is good for as the people who's coming in on the live. But next time I'm gonna go horizontal when I do this type of live. Let me see. Siobhan says thoughts on Jonathan Taylor this year, TD. I'm taking him in the second or third round. If I get Anthony Richardson or I want Anthony Richardson, I do want to get Jonathan Taylor. I want to squeeze, right? So just like if I got Lamar, I want to get Derrick Henry. If I get Anthony Richardson, I want to get Jonathan Taylor. If I get Jalen Hurts, I want to get Saquon Barkley. Because those guys, I'm going to get the touchdown regardless. They're going to either throw it or run it, and I'm going to get the touchdown. Every time that team score, I'm going to be a part of it. So he could throw it to 3 or 4 players, but I'm going to get those 6 points because I got the quarterback. If he run it in, I'm going to get the points. If he give it to his running back, I'm going to get it. So that's why I like squeezing the backfield with those running quarterbacks on the goal line. So yes, I would draft Jonathan Taylor if I'm targeting the Colts offense. Just to get him, and I'm not going to get the squeeze. I don't know. I think it could be okay. I'd rather target the stat where I'm getting the quarterback. Silver says London or MHJ this season. Me, that's tough. I don't know about. I'm a little bit worried about Kirk Cousins, but I would say Drake London. I'm gonna go with the known commodity. Tinley says you are. Let me see. Let me go back up. You are so preppy. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not a gangster or a bum or a hobo. Like a poor man, not that other word. So thank you. Appreciate you being here, Tinley. Thank you. Zach says, I would pick Stroud over Lamar Jackson this year. And I ain't got nothing to say about that, bro. I think you killing it with that type of decision. I agree with that. I understand that. Stroud got probably the most weapons. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. All you got to do is go to the top right corner and hit the 3 dots and hit the like button. GDLT says Xavier Leggett has a Christian Watson, Chase Claypool physique rookie season. Claypool-esque rookie season. Possible. I don't know, man. Deontay Johnson, and then you got Adam Thielen. He's going to have to beat out one of those guys that had that type of season. Zach Seaman says Xavier Leggett is equal to Walmart Devante Adams. Woo, Zach, I don't know about that. Boy better be able to run routes. If you calling him anything with Devante Adams in it, he got to be able to run routes. Devante Adams is one of the best route runners in the league. Devante Adams is not like a beast, or he's not a physical phenom. He is a route running guy. So that's how I would look at it if you saying that. Charlene says, love Ferguson and Freiermuth. I do. I like Freiermuth. I like Ferguson too. In the later rounds, so I picked up running backs and wide receivers in the early rounds. Cutting edge content. Yes, ma'am. Silver says, Charlene, that's the exact 2 tight ends I'm targeting. Right. And Rami says, Professor Xavier Mike Ball peeps are sleeping. Right. Professor Xavier, I like that. Go ahead and coin that, bro. If he start hitting, that's you. If he start hitting, that's you. Pause. GDLT says head coach O'Connell is from the McVay coaching tree. Right, he is. The running backs will get theirs, and AJ and Chandler going cheaper in the Kyron and Corbs. True. I'm trying to think about last year. Last year, they didn't really have good running backs like that. They didn't use. I mean, Todd Chandler was okay, but it wasn't. This wasn't a strong run team. Then when Dalvin Cook was there, yeah, they ran the ball. So I don't know. Sometimes you got to change your scheme according to your team. If you don't have a good running back, then you got to throw the ball a little bit more. But I do know that they do want to run the ball, and I do know he has the scheme to get his running backs off. Pause. So I get that. Siobhan says Raheem Mostert is older too. Yeah, but I'm thinking that's regression. I mean, he had 18 touchdowns, maybe 20. I don't think he's going to have that many touchdowns this year. I'd say at 10 or 12, so his value won't be the same. Devon A-Chain also is getting better, and he was a rookie. Also, they got Jalen Wright, too, who's going to get some opportunities. So that's the only reason why I didn't have Raheem Mostert on this video. Harami says, Sweat hunts while he's tripping balls. Oh, right. Sweat huts. Right. Okay. Sweat huts. That's it, what they are, them caves. There you go. Charlene says, I always pick up Hollywood Brown and Curtis. Show some courtesy, Curtis. In my leagues this year. Zach says, Jonathan Taylor or ETN. By himself, and you just drafting a running back at a certain ADP with no running back, with no quarterback, as you don't have Anthony Richardson, I would say ETN. But if you have Anthony Richardson, I think Jonathan Taylor would be more valuable to you than ETN. But if you just drafting the best running back available, not saying he's going to do it because this is close. This could be tomato. I would say ETN. Without having the quarterback there. Now, it doesn't matter for Trevor Lawrence and ETN. Don't worry about that. But it's all about Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson. If you got those two guys, I think Jonathan Taylor is worth more if you got Anthony Richardson. Siobhan said that makes sense. Squeeze quarterback and running back. Right. Facts, Siobhan. Silver Rapture says, thanks. I'm torn between Marvin and London. Back and forth on it. Right. I would go with London, man, just because he's the known commodity, man. Marvin Harrison, I wanted to say him with Kyler Murray, but I don't think they need him early. I think he could be a better fourth quadrant player, or maybe they could be the same. But I know they definitely need Drake London to ball out this year. So no matter who's the quarterback, I still think Drake London is going to get a lot of targets, lead that team in targets probably. Robbie says, I like Marvin Harrison Jr. over London and then maybe get Pitts later too. Yes, I love Pitts too. I mean, that's a great question, man. Tomato, tomato. I'm just gonna go with the guy that I know is up for his contract is coming up, and I know he's gonna try to ball out this year. Martin Torres says King Henry, yes sir. Silver Rap says thanks y'all anytime. There you go. What's up, Kenny? What's up, bro? Appreciate you putting the 100 symbol in the chat. Also, guys, when this live is over, make sure you go to the comments and spam the chat. I said the chat. Spam the chat with the 100 symbol. I want to see all my subscribers put the 100 symbol in the video after we've ended the live. Charlene says, I don't like when Shanahan's pulling players out of the game like CMC. I understand it, but I don't like it. Right. Well, you got to understand it because he's trying to win a Super Bowl. He's not trying to win a fantasy football championship. So I get what you're saying. I have nothing to rebuttal about that. Nobody likes it. That's why you have to draft according to that happening. And that's going to happen with the Chiefs this year. They're not going to run those guys in the ground. Now, Isaiah Pacheco, he might get used the whole season. But remember, this is a Pat Mahomes goal line team too. So when I want to do a video, when teams get to the green zone, who they going to use? So it ain't always going to be a running back or somebody like that. It could be the quarterback. When the Kansas City Chiefs get to the green zone, Pat Mahomes going to get those touchdowns 90% of the time. He's going to throw it in or he's going to run it in. Pacheco, that's why I don't draft a lot of Pacheco. Now, can Pacheco have a 2-touchdown game? Yeah, but usually they're going to give Pat Mahomes a chance to throw it to Travis Kelce or another wide receiver. Just the way they play. That's why I'm a little low on Pacheco. Jonah Smith, sleeper. I don't think he's a sleeper, bro. No way, form, or fashion. If he goes there and he takes targets from Freiermuth, that's gonna be terrible. That's why Arthur Smith got fired because it's too cute. You gotta dance with the girl that you came to the party with. If you go to a party and you fresh, all the girls want me, and you sit around dancing with a bunch of girls, the girl that you went to the party with, she gonna feel some type of way, and you ain't gonna. The chemistry is gone. You better hope these other girls want to give you their number. You better hope you got some chemistry with them. So to me, you gotta go through Pat Freiermuth, you gotta go through Najee Harris, you gotta go through Jalen Warren, Jonnu Smith. It shouldn't be nothing left over for him other than scraps. That's what I believe. So I don't believe he's a sleeper. But if he is, anything is possible. I don't like that from Arthur Smith. Not because of fantasy, it just don't make sense. You got Pat Freiermuth there who's ready to ball out. Get him the ball. Appreciate that, Martin. What team Jonah on? The Pittsburgh Steelers. The Dolphins? Okay, I'm sorry about that. My bad, guys. He's on the Dolphins. My bad. I still don't think he's I still don't think he's gonna be a sleeper. But my bad about that, guys. I thought he went to the Steelers. That's Cordell Patterson. I apologize, guys. Brain freeze. I apologize. But I still don't think he's a sleeper though. But I could be wrong, bro. I could be wrong. I don't, that's just my opinion on it. I'm not going to draft him. Haramis says, oh, spicy. Silver says Gibbs or Barkley. I'm taking Barkley over Gibbs. Barkley is the starting running back. Ain't no David Montgomery taking his carries. Kenneth Gainwell, he might come in a few times, but Barkley's going to be the guy. He's making the money. He's getting the bag. Hit the like button, fellas. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Steel King, what's up, bro? Appreciate you being here. Charlene says, I have a hunch that Buffalo will pick up a big name wide receiver between now and the first game of the season. They could. Brandon Ayuk. The Ayukin. Siobhan says, I like King Henry this year, but he tends to not play toward the very end of the season. So keep that in mind. He did that 2 years ago. Thankfully, I still was able to win the championship. That's possible. That's why y'all got to keep working the waiver wire. You don't never let that stop you from winning a championship. That's why I draft fourth quadrant players. And that's why I talk about fourth quadrant. Listen, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all or anything, guys, but I got to give myself credit when it is. If I don't believe in myself, who does? I'm one of the only few channels that talks about fourth quadrant. Now, people do talk about, well, you want guys to hit in the playoffs, right? Everybody talks about that. But I talk about the fourth quadrant because I understand that there are different times of the season where different types of players play good. So at the end in the fourth quadrant, usually Kansas City Chiefs are taking that off. I don't like Tyreek Hill used to do that back in the day when he was on Kansas City. He wasn't a good player to have on your team, him or Travis Kelce, when the fantasy football playoffs came, because usually they was 13-3 or 14-2, and they didn't need to win. So that can happen. So make sure you draft some guys or stash some guys who's going to be hitting in the fourth quadrant, which is like rookies. Now, you never should sit Derrick Henry. Never sit him. If he's going to play and he's active, you got to start him. Go down with the ship. But you make sure you have on where in your flex play, you could put a rookie running back that who's getting the full workload that week. Like a Zamir White, James Robinson, those type of guys who's coming into their own in the fourth quadrant. That's when rookies come into their own. Especially when teams are saying, you know what, we're not that good. Let's let the rookies play. I see you, Isaac. Heal up fast, bro. I don't like Arthur Smith at Pittsburgh. I don't either. Even though I was wrong about Jonnu Smith. I apologize about that. And Zach says Kincaid or Njoku. I'm going, that's close. That's tomato, man. I love Njoku. But Kincaid gonna get a lot of targets this year. Shoot, I might have to go with Kincaid slightly, but it's almost a tie to me. Either one of them, I think you'll be fine. I guess I'll say this. I always do it. Margot Robbie, Christina Applegate, and then prom. We're talking proms. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. Either one I'm dating, I'm cool with that. GDLT says Ingram or Njoku. You know what? You're making me think of a session. I might do some lives to call it, and I think Harami gave me this advice. This player or that player. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but these are good questions. Who should I take? And I may do like 10 of them to say this guy or this guy, and make sure the ADP is kind of close. But Ingram or Njoku, I'm going with Njoku all day. That's easy. Harami said if Barkley goes down, it's the Shipley show. I based it on absolutely nothing. Just have Shipley and Dynasty. I understand. Shipley was good for Clemson. Zach says, and brother, sometimes you got to do that. You just got to go down with the guys that you like. That's what fantasy football is about. Zach says Ferguson or Ingram. I'm going with Ferguson, and I'm probably hating on Ingram a little bit, but I'm going with Ferguson because of the ADP. The ADP is going to be low, so I could be able to stack my team and still get Ferguson. Steel King says fire. Appreciate that, bro. Charlie says I understood about quadrant. Right. The quadrant is huge. They're huge. I'm one of the only people that talked about the quadrant. Isaac says gotta be 3 steps ahead like chess. There you go. Yes, sir. Harami says it's chess, not checkers, bro. Gotta think ahead. 100. I agree. Right. Charlene says, thanks, TD. Have a good night. You too, Charlene. Siobhan says, targeting Ray Davis, Buffalo running back as a stash. Right. Do you like James Cook? I like both of them. I understand. Listen, Ray Davis is good. I saw him. But I think people are sleeping on James Cook. James Cook is explosive. He's going to win people some weeks. That's why I'm on James Cook. I know he ain't getting 20 carries a game and he's doing all the special stuff like some of the top running backs is, but I believe he could end up being that in the fourth quadrant for that team. I believe this guy's going to be getting better each game. I think he could be a top 5 running back. I'm not saying he is. I wouldn't bet that, but would I be shocked? Not too much. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is James Cook. He's explosive. He's fast. You see what he did a couple games last year? Steel King says cutting edge content. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the content. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. GDLT says Musgrave or Bowers and redraft. I'm going with Bowers. You got to go with Bowers. I love Musgrave. I think he's going to eat, but there's a lot of mouths to feed on that team. Call it tomato. Ooh! Stop it, Isaac. That's it right there. Right there. Right there. Tomato. Wow. That's it. That's it. Caliber, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here. Thoughts on Olave this year? Look, I like Olave, but I don't want to take him into like the third round. I want him to be my number 2 wide receiver. I think if you got Chris Olave as your number 2 wide receiver, I think you're killing it. If you got him as your number 1 wide receiver, I'm not that high on him. Could I be wrong on that? I could be completely wrong on that. I could be completely wrong. Siobhan says, appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, Caliber, whatever, bro. I apologize if I'm killing your name, man. I'm from the country. I'm just like my parents. I can't pronounce nothing right, bro. Can't pronounce nothing right. Breach Hall. Siobhan says, I like both of them in Buffalo. If I can get both, I will, but Davis is going to ball out. Hearing excellent things about him. Okay. Thank you for putting me on game. Isaac says, yes, sir. Harami says, tomato or tomato segment soon. Right. I think that's going to be fire. You killed it, Isaac. You killed it. We're going to have a segment where we're going to be doing 2 players and who should you take between these 2 players. You coming up, who do you want? That's great content right there. That's great content. And that's a great, I'm going to have to get the shirts caught with that too. Tomato. Kendra, GDLT says Kendra Miller or Jerome Ford. I'm probably going with Jerome Ford. I'm sorry, man. I'm ragging on Kendra Miller. Pause a little bit. I'm just not really big on him this year. Rami says loser has to eat a raw tomato on live. We'll see about that. Maybe we can bring people up on the live and they can do that. They got to have a tomato. I like that. Dicker said, what's up? He said, do you like Pollard? Not really, bro. I'm a Tajay Spears guy. Not saying the Pollard, because ain't no bad players in fantasy. It's all about opportunity and ADP. So that's what I would say. Siobhan says tomato. Yes. Yep. Raw dogging tomatoes. Y'all crazy, man. This is a children's show. Harambe laughing. GDLC said Dowdle or Quorum. I'm going with Quorum. That's close though. That's a great question. I'm going with Quorum. That's close. Woo. I want to say Dowdle, but I'm gonna go with Quorum. Cal Burr says, just sub, brother. You have great detailed input. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, bro. Dicker says he too little. Wait a minute. Charlie says Saints were one of the lowest scoring teams. Yeah, they were, but I think they can get better. Chris Olave is too little, if that's who you're talking about. Chris Olave is too little to be the number 1 guy. But I think he can, in real life, I think he's a great number 2 wide receiver. And then also in fantasy, I want him to be a number 2 receiver. Let's see. Robbie says raw dog and tomatoes. He's dead. Ryan, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here, bro. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. He says, think J-Mo could break out. I do. Yes, I do think J-Mo could break out. Jameson's going to have a lot of big plays. Jameson could have 1,000 yards this year off of 60, 70 catches, maybe 800 yards, but 7 to 8 touchdowns. He have a good season where they might resign him because I think he's a great tandem to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the underneath guy. He can get deep, pause. He can run any route on the field. But Jameson, his athletic ability, when teams think, well, listen, y'all just a tough team who got a slot route running guy. All right, play action, J-Mo over the top, pause, or J-Mo on a reverse, bam. That's what J-Mo's going to be this year, and that's why I'm taking Jameson. Listen, this offense, Detroit might be the best team in the NFL. That defense might still need a little bit more work, just a little bit more work. But I think this offense is going to eat. You got Laporta, you got David Montgomery, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff. You got one of the best offensive coordinators in the game. Woo! Charlene says sherbet or sherbet. I say sherbet. Sherbet. Nifty says kids should be in the bed by now, TD. They should be. They should be. You right. Facts. Will Hayes says Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones. I'm going with Alvin. That's close though, man. Y'all make some, because Aaron Jones for Minnesota, they're gonna use him, especially with having a young quarterback or Sam Darnold or having that guy. They're gonna use Aaron Jones. So I say Alvin Kamara. I love Alvin Kamara. Yes, sir, Cal Burr. Glad to see you here. Potatoes or potatoes? Y'all got me on the barn. Y'all remember I like to eat apples and bananas. Y'all remember that? I'm from that generation. I'm an 86 baby. I grew up off Barney. I learned a lot watching Barney. I don't care what anybody say. That's just my generation. Sesame Street, Reading Rainbow. So when y'all doing a tomato, that sounds like that song where they changed all the names of the fruits and vegetables. GDL says David Montgomery. David Montgomery. Marami says Lion defense is going to have a good year in my opinion. Love the drafts. Right. Shrimps or skimps? That's what Isaac says. Will Hayes says Rams will still win that game, TD, against Detroit. I don't know, man. I won't be surprised who win that game. Some games you're just going to come down to the last. I don't know. I would probably say, I don't know. I would probably say Detroit. I wouldn't bet on it. I'd probably just take the under. That's what I would do. I wouldn't try to bet on either team. This is a tie. This is going to be like a -3, and it's probably going to be time for the bookies. Dixon says, where does Jefferson end up at the end of the year? Top 12 wide receiver. Top 12 wide receiver. Top 5 in targets. Harambe says, Skimps always especially will win out on the town. Went out of the town. Okay, Skimps always especially went out on the town. Isaac says Magic School Bus. Yes, I like the Magic School Bus. That was a good show. The Barney Fantasy Show. Stop it. Stop it, Zach. Will says we will win. He loved them Rams, man. He's a Rams diehard. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to get ready to get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Guys, make sure you sign up as a member. Like I said, you get a lot of perks. Things are going to be coming up, so you want to make sure you are a member of the channel. Harambe says Power Rangers, bro. Yes, sir. I love the Power Rangers. I like the green one. Go, Green Ranger, go. And then you remember his dragon used to come out of that ocean. It was over. It's a wrap. Dun, 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 dun. That's that jump. Will Hayes says, peace. Yes, sir, brother Isaac. Will Hayes says, yes, I am. I know you is, bro. It's Mighty Morphin time, is Harambe. Yes, sir, Harambe. You be safe, bro. Y'all have a great night. Y'all be safe. Peace. Yes, that Dragon Zord. The Dragon Zord. You know, Rita made the Green Ranger. Ain't that weird? She made the Green Ranger. That's kind of weird. All right, guys. Y'all be safe.